going on, everyone? It's Bales, and welcome back to the UFC 288 recap. So obviously it's a couple days later than what I usually do it, but UFC 288 was an interesting event, that's for sure. I didn't get many of my picks right. I think I got one of the five, so I think a lot of people would have dropped a few, but let's get stuck into the main card. So the main event. Aljamain Sterling defeating Henry Cejudo by split decision. So this was interesting. So I was watching this on the day with obviously my mate that I go to do pretty much every event or every pay-per-view we go to and watch it. On the day we're watching it, and I thought Henry was up 3-1 going into the last round, and a couple of people thought that as well. But everyone on the day was saying that they did think that ALJO was winning, and they thought he was up 3-1 potentially, but it was 2-2. And I thought, we're missing something here. We must be missing something that we're watching, and we're not quite picking up with what's happening. I thought round one, I think ALJO stole at the end. Obviously took him down, obviously landed that clean shot. I think ALJO got that round because it was so close. Round two, I thought that it was, I think Cejudo came back and won that round. I think that I gave that to him. Round three was pretty close. That was obviously the really close round. I think on the day I gave it to Henry, but a few people were giving it to ALJO, so they were saying ALJO was 2-1 up. So that was sort of interesting. And then the fourth round, I thought that was Henry's. So I thought it was 2-2 leading into the fifth round. So at worst, I thought it was a 3-2 to ALJO, because I think that ALJO won the fifth round. So it was just at round four that I thought Henry got it, but people were giving it to ALJO. So if that was, then obviously that's 3-2. So I think it was razor close. I think it was no robbery by any means. It was a pretty competitive fight. Obviously, it was like a chess game. You could see that the guys making adjustments in the grappling exchanges and on the ground. So it was really cool to see. But yeah, it was pretty 50-50. But I'm happy that that Cejudo got it. No, it's not Cejudo. That ALJO got done in the end. So he was performed really well. What's next for him? I think that he'll fight Sean O'Malley. Obviously O'Malley went to the cage after, but I think then he'll be moving up to 145, which is what he said. And if he beats Sean O'Malley, I think that straight away he'll fight Volk. So yeah, that's looking likely there. For Cejudo, it depends. As he says, conflicted on the night, but over the last couple of days he's been saying that he wants to fight Merab. So if he fights Merab, he wants to fight him in Boston apparently. So I think that'd be a pretty good fight. I'd like to see that. And I think it makes a lot of sense as well. So I'd like to see Cejudo stick around. I don't want to see him sort of come for one and then he's done. So yeah, it'd be good to see him fight again. It'd be good to see what Merab can do and if what will happen there. So looking forward to that if that eventuates. Co-main event, Belal Muhammad beating Gilbert Burns. Okay, injury aside, so Gilbert obviously injured his shoulder. I think he had a tear in his shoulder with that takedown attempt in round one. Remove that, I think Belal Muhammad was fantastic. I think he was superb, flawless performance. He was fantastic. He was changing stances there. He was sort of going southpaw, orthodox, changing everything up there. Not really letting Gilbert get into his rhythm, because when Gilbert's in his rhythm, that's when he's really dangerous. So Belal was able to do that. I'm surprised he didn't go for any takedowns whatsoever, but he just controlled everything. I think Belal was fantastic, and if he wasn't getting a title shot before that, I think he definitely gets one now, and I would have had him having a title shot before this fight, but this one for me cemented him as the next guy, and obviously Dana and that said that, so, but again, I don't take what I say is what's going to happen next. But yeah, Belal was fantastic. Gilbert obviously unfortunate with that injury. I'm sure he'll have another fight, and I think he'll be back there. The Shavkat fight, I've seen a few people tease, and I think that is a good fight, and I think it makes a lot of sense. So I'd be making that next. The third fight on the card, Yan Xiaonan knocking out Jessica Andrade, and for me it was just a simple mistake. Andrade just trying to do those sort of wild sort of left hooks. She did like 3 or 4 in a row, and then she got caught by Xiaonan, and yeah, great performance by her as well. So it looks like it could be an all Chinese title fight for the women there, Weili and Xiaonan. So I'd like to see that, and being that in China, that'd be pretty cool. Be cool for Chinese mixed martial arts there to have 2 women fighting for the strawweight champion. I nearly said flyweight then, but I was talking about strawweight. So yeah, they were very impressive. So impressive performance by Xiaonan, and yeah, just a mistake by Andrade. Maybe she's just that nearly fighter. She has good performance, but just can't quite get that title. Or she did get title, but hold on to it for a prolonged period. So yeah, I'm not sure what's next for her, but I think Xiaonan will be fighting for the title in the next fight. Fourth fight, that was between... Now I'm trying to bloody think who it was. Who was the fourth fight? Oh. And in the fourth fight, it was Movsar Evloev getting the job done against Diego Lopez. Now, I was impressive. I was really impressed with Diego Lopez's performance in this fight. Short notice, UFC debut, fighting Evloev, who is really, really good in the featherweight division. Obviously undefeated, 17-0 now. Coming in on short notice and actually troubling Evloev. He got him in a few submissions there that looked really, really deep. He performed really well. Slowed as the fight went. I think Evloev took control more as the fight went on, and I think he won the fight. I think it was you could have probably given it 2 rounds to 1. Could have been 32. I think it was all 30-27s for the judges, but it could have been. I can't actually remember exactly what the judges' scorecards were, but yeah, it was a good performance by Evloev to come back after a couple of moments of adversity there, but. Yeah, good performance by Evloev. He'll get a sort of a top-ranked opponent. Korean Zombie, that I think he teased that, and that looks like a good fight, so I'd be making that one. That'd be a cracking fight. And then Diego Lopez, he will be in for a good opponent next. He's lost. His stocks rose tremendously from this fight, so he was very, very good even in a loss. So I think Danny Gadden his win money as well for it. So he was that was very good of Danny to do that because it was a good performance. And then the final fight on the main card was between Charles Jourdain and Kron Gracie. As Dana said in the post-fight press conference, if you're just going to be sort of one-dimensional and just trying to just get takedowns and that, you're sort of not going to win. Jourdain's a lot more diverse in everything, and I'm not sure what happens with Kron Gracie. It's because of a pretty disappointing performance. Jourdain was very good, so I think there's rumors he's trying to get on that Canadian card, the Vancouver one, which is next pay-per-view event. So if Jourdain could get on that card, I'm not sure who will fight, but could see something there. But yeah, for Kron Gracie, disappointing after so much time off, and a good win for Jourdain. So they were the fights on the main card. Probably the only other thing of note really was that obviously Drew Dober's first sort of time he's actually been KO'd in a fight. Obviously that chin held up for a long time, but unfortunately Matt Frivola cracked through. So yeah, Frivola looked really good. Ranked 14, I think called out Paddy Pimblett, and Pimblett saw on Twitter earlier today that he said he's recovering, but he'd like that fight. He said easiest way to get in the top 15. So it'd be interesting. I'd like to see that fight for Frivola and Paddy Pimblett. Fireworks in that one, that's for sure. So we'll have to see what happens with those fights coming up. So appreciate you guys tuning in to the UFC recap. Obviously, as I said, a couple of days later than what I normally do these, but yeah, still got up nevertheless. So if you did enjoy it, make sure you do leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We're on our road to 2,000 subscribers, so if you can help us reach that, it'd be very much appreciated. Turn notifications so you don't miss when I go live or upload any other content in the future. All my social media links are in the description below. We'll be back in about a month's time for UFC 289, which is Amanda Nunes up against Irene Aldana. So looking forward to that fight, seeing if Amanda can continue her reign or if Aldana can cause an upset, a bit like what her teammate Alexa Grasso did against Valentina Shevchenko in not the last pay-per-view, the one before that. So will be very interesting to see what happens there. And also Benil Dariush and Charles Oliveira, that's going to be really interesting to see what happens, because that could have some impact for my guy Volk. If Volk wins against Yair, maybe he doesn't come up straight away and fight Makhachev. We'll have to see. Interesting times ahead for the UFC, and looking forward to that next event. But I'll catch you guys in the preview and then the recap for UFC 289 when that comes around. So until then, I'll catch you guys later. I'm out. Cheers.